Okay, so a solo Korean dev wrote an Apple Silicon LLM server in February. 3 months later, it's the thing OpenClaw tells you to install. Here's the thing. Every other MLX server on a Mac throws away its key value cache the moment your conversation prefix shifts, and coding agents shift the prefix constantly, every single turn. So you sit there for 30 to 90 seconds watching nothing happen while the model retokenizes everything you already gave it. Jun Kim got tired of it. He persisted the whole cache to disk as safetensors, so when the same prefix comes back, the restore takes 1 or 2 seconds instead of a minute and a half. 3 months in, oMLX is sitting at 13,000 stars, ships under Apache 2.0, and you install it from a brew tab or a DMG, you double-click. Okay, open the README and the first thing you notice is how polished this is. The hero is a screenshot of the admin dashboard sitting right under the title, not a Docker Compose snippet, and there's a language toggle for 4 languages right at the top. The install section sits near the top and reads weirdly normal for an AI project. There's a brew tab and brew install path through Homebrew, plus a DNG for the macOS app you drag into applications. About a third of the way down sits the admin dashboard rendered in full size. Real-time monitoring of every loaded model is the main view, with a chat UI for testing any of them. Then we hit the part that matters. There is a diagram of the cache, hot tier in RAM and cold tier writing to SSD in safetensors format. And that's the thing separating this project from every other MLX server. Below it, continuous batching for concurrent requests, drop-in compatibility with both Anthropic and OpenAI APIs. Right near the bottom, there's an architecture diagram showing how the cache manager and engine pool slot together inside the fast API process. Okay, so here's the alternative landscape for running models on a Mac. LM Studio is the popular one. A nice UI on top of llama.cpp2. Great if you want to ask a single question. Completely wrong shape for an agent that keeps replaying context over 20 turns. VLLM is the gold standard on CUDA boxes, but the Apple Silicon port is unmaintained and falls behind every release. And raw oMLX LM from the Apple team is fast, but it's a Python library, no server, no cache, no UI at all. Jun started from a project called VLLM-MLX and built the parts MLX never had. Okay, numbers, look at the second card from the right. That's the prefill cache hit, the headline win, from a 30-second wait per turn, down to roughly 1 second. The other 3 just set the scene. Let me explain what the cache actually does, because this is the whole reason the project exists. The hot tier is block-based key-value cache that lives in RAM. Prefix sharing across concurrent requests happens through copy on write, the same trick VLLM uses on CUDA. The cold tier is the part nobody else has. When the hot cache fills up, blocks get serialized as safetensors and written to SSD. The next request with a matching prefix restores from disk instead of recomputing the whole context. The cache survives a full server restart. Which sounds small, but it's the difference between coming back to a conversation tomorrow morning and waiting 90 seconds for prefill, or coming back and getting your first token in roughly 1. The original version paid a few seconds of fixed overhead per request to write those blocks out, and the latest release has knocked that down by an order of magnitude. More on that in a minute. Okay, and the rest of the surface area. Continuous batching, so concurrent requests get processed in parallel instead of queued. That comes from oMLX LM's batch generator under the hood. Vision language models and embeddings load alongside text LLMs, all serving from the same process. The drop-in compat covers both providers' endpoints, including streaming, tool calls, and reasoning blocks. Memory has guardrails. LRU eviction pulls idle models out automatically. Pinning keeps the model you care about always loaded. And a hard process-wide memory limit defaulted to system RAM minus 8 GB stops the whole server from blowing past system memory. Tool calling auto-detects most major model families, from Llama and Qwen down to Kimi, K2, and Longcat. Each one gets its own native parser. Okay, the architecture is worth poking at. There's a fast API server exposing the compat routes from earlier that sits in front of an engine pool which routes a request to the right kind of engine, batched LLM or vision language model or embedding model. The scheduler runs first, come first, served across oMLX LM's batch generator, and the cache stack splits three ways. A paged cache manager handles the GPU side with block allocation and copy on write. Sitting above is the hot cache for in-memory blocks. Below it, the paged SSD cache manager writes the cold tier in safetensors. The project started from LLM-MLX version 0.1, then Jun evolved it into its own thing as he added multi-model serving, the tiered cache, full-paged cache support for vision language models, and the menu bar app on top. Install runs through homebrew, tab and brew install, get you the binary. Brew services start launches it as a background daemon that auto-restarts on crash. Point any OpenAI compatible client at localhost port 8000 and you're done. Or grab the DMG from releases, drag to applications, and the menu bar icon shows up next to your Wi-Fi. Version 0.3.8 shipped on April 30th. The headline is Async SSD Cache Writes. Per request, fixed overhead dropped from 3.5 seconds to 400 milliseconds, so longer responses see less than 2% impact from the cache layer at all. VLM continuous batching landed after bumping MLX VLM forward, so Quen and Pixtrol now get batched decode natively instead of queued one request at a time. Native TTS streaming arrived on /v1/audio/speech. Time to first byte drops significantly on long inputs. There's now a per-model trust remote code toggle, defaulted off with explicit opt-in for the cases that need it, and Anthropic cache reporting now goes through cache creation and cache read input tokens, matching the usage metadata format the upstream API returns. Okay, let's be honest about what you're signing up for. The whole thing's tied to your Mac. Hop onto a Linux box or a Windows Tower, and none of this exists for you. The on-disk format is still moving too, so a major version bump can mean rebuilding what you've stored. And if your day job is single-shot inference, raw libraries will still edge you by a few %. But if you're the dev who lives inside a local agent loop, watching your laptop warm up cold every time you switch projects, you've quietly been waiting for someone to fix this for a year. Point your local agent at the running daemon. Run a real workflow for a weekend, see what changes. Links below, catch you tomorrow.